Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Utah Jazz vs. Milwaukee Bucks. Will Hardy returns as Utah's head coach for his third season, still looking for his first 40-win season in the NBA. So far, his Jazz teams have finished 37-45 and 31-51, falling well short of the play-in tournament. This season hasn't started much better, as the Jazz sit at 1-6 after losing their first 6 games before finally notching a win against the Bulls, 135-126 on the road. Utah is currently a long shot at plus 100,000 to win the NBA title, and even a playoff appearance would yield a hefty 30-1 payout, minus 20,000 to miss. On the other side, expectations are always high for the Milwaukee Bucks, especially with players from their 2021 championship run still in the lineup. However, new head coach Doc Rivers has struggled to find his rhythm in Milwaukee, posting an 18-25 record so far, including this season's disappointing 1-6 start. After opening with a decisive 124-109 win over the 76ers, the Bucks have dropped 6 consecutive games, losing to the Bulls 133-122, Nets 115-102, Celtics 119-108, Grizzlies 122-99, and twice to the Cavaliers 114-113 and 116-114. Despite both teams' early struggles, this could be a prime spot for the Bucks to turn things around at home. I'm taking Milwaukee to cover at minus 8.5 points, though Giannis Antetokounmpo's status remains a question mark due to a thigh injury. If Giannis plays, I'm more confident in this number, but even without him, the Bucks should have the firepower to extend their lead and cover. Primarily, this is a bet against the Jazz. Utah ranks dead last in offensive efficiency, scoring only 99.8 points per 100 possessions. No other team in the NBA is below 100 and 1.5. With Damian Lillard averaging 27.6 ppg, I expect him to lead Milwaukee to a victory and a cover. Prediction: Milwaukee Bucks minus 8.5 points. When it comes to the game total, I'm leaning under. Utah is the worst offense in the league, averaging just 104.5 points per game and failing to hit 105 points in 5 of their 7 games. Milwaukee, aside from Giannis, 31.0 ppg and Lillard, 27.6 ppg, doesn't have another player averaging more than 12.5 points. The Bucks are ranked 18th in offensive efficiency, putting up only 108.8 points per 100 possessions. After scoring 124 and 122 points in their first 2 games, they haven't cleared 115 in any of their last 5. Prediction: under 229.5 points. Minnesota Timberwolves vs. Chicago Bulls. The Timberwolves are off to a solid 4-3 start this season. However, they've alternated wins and losses over their past 5 games and hold a 1-2 record on the road. In their last outing on Monday, November 4th, Minnesota handled Charlotte with a decisive 114-93 win at home. The teams went back and forth in the first quarter, tied at 24, but Minnesota pulled away from there, leading by as much as 30 points and finishing the game shooting 49.4% from the field and an impressive 47.4% from three-point range. Naz Reid led the Timberwolves with 25 points on 9 of 13 shooting and grabbed 9 rebounds, while Anthony Edwards added 21 points as a starter. The Bulls, meanwhile, are 3-5 on the season and enter Thursday's game on a 3-game losing streak. They're also 1-2 at home. In their last game on Wednesday, November 6th, Chicago fell 119-99 to Dallas on the road. Chicago's biggest lead was just 4 points early on, and they struggled offensively, shooting only 41.9% from the field, 28.6% from deep, and a dismal 65% from the free throw line while committing 23 turnovers. Nikola Vucevic led the Bulls with a double-double, scoring 14 points on 7 of 10 shooting and grabbing 10 rebounds. The Bulls' top scorers include Zach LaVine, who averages 22.7 points per game, and Nikola Vucevic, who leads in rebounds with 10.9 per game, while Josh Giddey handles playmaking with 6.3 assists. Minnesota, coming off a dominant win, is positioned well against a struggling Chicago team on the second leg of a back-to-back. The Timberwolves' solid defense, rebounding, and fast-paced transition play could be tough for Chicago to handle, especially as they work through lineup challenges. Prediction: Minnesota Timberwolves -8 points. While Chicago has been playing at the fastest pace in the NBA, going 5-3 to the over in their first 8 games, Minnesota ranks 24th in pace. This matchup should skew toward Minnesota's style, especially with Chicago dealing with travel fatigue after their loss in Dallas. This contrast in styles has influenced a lower total, but given both teams' scoring tendencies, I like the over. Prediction: over 226.5 points. Portland Trail Blazers vs. San Antonio Spurs preview. The Portland Trail Blazers head into the matchup with the San Antonio Spurs with some momentum, having snapped a 2-game losing streak by defeating the New Orleans Pelicans 118-100. Anthony Simons was a standout, scoring 24 points on efficient 10 of 17 shooting, helping the Blazers break out of their slump. Off the bench, Delano Banton was a surprise contributor, tallying 20 points in just 12 minutes. DeAndre Ayton, continuing his strong play, secured his 7th double-double of the season with 19 points and 13 rebounds. Jeremy Grant and Toumani Camara also added 16 points each, contributing to Portland's balanced attack. The Blazers were particularly dominant in the paint, where they outscored the Pelicans 66-38 and shot an impressive 54.8% from the field. On the other side, the San Antonio Spurs are reeling after a tough 127-100 loss to the Houston Rockets, marking their second straight defeat. Although the Spurs made 14 three-pointers, they struggled with efficiency overall, shooting just 44.6% from the field and turning the ball over 20 times. Defensively, they had trouble containing Houston, allowing them to shoot a blistering 56.3%. Victor Wembanyama was the top scorer for San Antonio with 15 points and 6 rebounds, while Julian Champagny chipped in with 13 points. Other Spurs players, including Chris Paul, Malaki Branham, Keldon Johnson, and Sandro Mamukelashvili, managed 10 points apiece, but the team never held a lead throughout the game and lacked defensive cohesion. Adding to their woes, second leading scorer Jeremy Sochan will be sidelined due to an upcoming thumb surgery, putting extra pressure on an already struggling offense. Despite their struggles this season, the Trail Blazers have been better than their record suggests. They've been able to compete on the road, logging wins against competitive teams like the Clippers and Pelicans, and nearly upsetting the Suns. Portland's offense, though inconsistent, has multiple scoring threats. Simons and Ayton have been reliable options, and Banton's recent performance offers a spark off the bench. Defensively, the Blazers have shown improvement, a critical factor in a game where they'll need to limit San Antonio's opportunities to stay competitive. The Trail Blazers also have the advantage of rest in this matchup, while San Antonio is on a back-to-back after a physical game against Houston. Portland's deeper rotation and fresher legs could give them an edge, especially in the second half, as the Spurs tire. Given the context, Portland is well-positioned to cover the spread, which currently sits at plus 5.5 points. With the Spurs' offensive struggles, lack of depth, and defensive issues, Portland's combination of scoring options and fresh legs should allow them to take advantage of San Antonio's weaknesses. Portland's performance on the road, their ability to score in the paint, and defensive improvement make them a solid pick to not only cover, but possibly win outright. Prediction: Portland Trail Blazers plus 5.5 points. Both the Trail Blazers and Spurs rank low in terms of pace and offensive efficiency, with Portland coming in at 19th and San Antonio at 26th in the league. Neither team has been lighting it up from beyond the arc, and both struggle to convert high-percentage shots consistently. The Spurs, who have the additional fatigue factor from their back-to-back, may find it challenging to keep up a high tempo, potentially leading to a slower-paced game that fits into Portland's style. Given the lack of scoring efficiency and the slower play style both teams have exhibited, this game is likely to be a grinded-out affair rather than a shootout. Portland's strong interior defense should stymie the Spurs' attempts at close-range scoring, while San Antonio's lack of consistent offensive options will make it hard for them to push the pace. For these reasons, betting the under on the total points seems like a strong choice. Prediction: under 217.5 points.